Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday 28th of June. So we're finishing the week with a fluster. I don't know what we're finishing the week with actually, but I can tell you one thing, the Euro managed to do now, it's done its third inside bar on the row there, or sorry, second, maybe it's third today. Either way, the movement there on the Euro is pretty much untradeable. If it was to break down the through the daily 8 there, maybe it's still on for the weekly. Otherwise, I think it's pretty range bound where it's sitting between that R3 and the probably daily 8. So and the prior lows. So that's where we are with the Euro. Nothing to do for me there. It's best left alone. The pound. Now the pound has been my main trading currency this week, and yesterday was no exception. So the pound daily wise, well, it's drifted and it's ended up back into its weekly pivot. It looks like it's getting a little bounce from that at the moment. I think volatility is going to be pretty thin today. It was yesterday, probably not a great surprise of it today. It's bounced off the weekly pivot there. Well, maybe it's got some potential upside to where it is. It's just come back here, but it's looking at this weekly pivot. If it was to break that, well, then the S1 would be a good target. At the moment, it may just pitch into its daily pivot. It's not got many pips to that point. I think it's a case of watching to see what happens if it starts breaking through and we start getting momentum. Well, we've got the R1, yesterday's highs to be looking at. So it is a real either or at the moment from where it's sitting, because it's been running sideward. There is some news at 9:30 today which might affect it, but not a lot. And likewise for the Euro at 10 o'clock we've got the CPI flash estimate, but we've already seen the German data, and well, it might give us a bit of a kicker, but I don't expect it to be much, because this, regardless of what inflation is doing, the state of Europe is not great in terms of growth. So there we are. Dollar yen. Well, it's lower highs, lower lows on this daily. It looks weak. I don't think the daily pivot looks like much of an option at the moment. It's daily picture still got a little shooting star yesterday. It's a bull flag sitting there on the 4 hourlies, and then, as I said, it's got the lower highs, lower lows within this flag itself on the hourlies there. Maybe a break of that 60-minute 50 will see us push towards the upside. I think it could be a bit limited. It seems to be running in trend from where it is now. I'm wondering whether this is almost a sell point back down towards the to make a new low there, maybe heading down towards the 60-minute 100, but there is really very little in the way of pips there. Aussie dollar, this has been pushing up until right up until yesterday and beyond. Actually, it's continued the ride up, and we'll probably see the same if you look at the CAD. It's been strengthening against the US dollar, so it really is the European currencies that are struggling to do anything at all either way, and the commodity currencies pushing onwards, and this is pushing on there. It may be looking for retracements, but it may have already happened here. So it looks like missed the boat if you were looking for that. If you're on a swing on it, it's looking beautiful even. If only I could speak this morning, it'd be good. And finally, the Canadian dollar. Well, there you are. It's continued smaller days there. The momentum's coming out of this sort of more solid move that we'd seen, but today's only just started, so slowing down relative to this much stronger move that we saw down last week. There is was a bit of divergence. I think that's almost it may be working out itself off there on the 4 hourlies. Retracement back to the daily pivot as yesterday, but never happened. But it may provide the short side opportunities. Trend line across the lows is the other alternative, which I look for. Already broken at the moment, but maybe if it gets a retrace, it could be selling into it. But at the moment, it's another one that's off to the races already. So there we go. That's where we are with those markets. Let's have a look at the S&P's futures, the E-minis, and well, bit of a reversal day yesterday. Some hope that maybe this weekend may come to something in terms of the G20 meeting, although I don't think there's a lot of people holding their breath on that one. Both China and the US specifying some conditions that they want met before anything can continue, and it looks like I think it may just be an impasse there, but you never know. So we've got on the S&Ps, it's really just, you look at it on the 4 hourly, it's still in that very tight range. It did manage to, as I say, push up a bit, particularly later yesterday. Actually, even part after the cash market had closed rather. And at the moment it looks like a high lows, high highs coming through here, may just pitch through, but see where it is. There's absolutely, I mean, direction wise, it's not the clearest thing sitting looking at here, apart from those slightly high lows, high highs in this hourly time frame. Very choppy market, so I think it'd be good to get this G20 out of the way, because then it removes an excuse, and as we move into the new week, in the beginning of the new month, we've got things like the PMI data, the non-farms, etc. To look forward to stalling the market. So have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. Bye for now.